Alright, should be able to hear me now. Alright, should be able to hear me now. Okay, good. Good. Alright, looks like we are back up and running. Not that I believe anyone is watching anymore, but that's okay. We are still thriving. Alright, back at it. We need some chests. And what do I need to do? I need chests so I can collect all these materials. We're gaming. Yeah. I definitely know to check the stream settings now. That was interesting. Learn something new every day. Oh, I was doing something. I need to get chests. Because I want to save all of these resources. Like a good YouTuber. So I can save time in the future. Professional streamer, yeah. I didn't expect the first one to be perfect, so I'm okay with just a little mishap. For some reason, my microphone isn't being captured the right way. Like, recording it and streaming it are completely different for some reason. So, that was fun to figure out. And then, yeah, that issue, so... I think it's solved now, I think. Looks better, I'm assuming. What? What are you whining about? Okay, good. I also have Christmas music playing, so hopefully it sounds phenomenal if you can hear it over the loud-ass sounds of these grass blocks. Ramp Potent, thank you. Put a lot of effort into them most of the time. This one's going to be a very long video. I don't know how long this project's going to take me, but we shall see. I think the strategy here is to take off all the dirt and the grass and stuff like that, and then do all the stone. So we're somewhat cohesively organized. And, you know, it'll be like we're giving it a haircut and then, like, cutting off its head. That was kind of a gross metaphor. Should probably take that back. Yeah. It's gonna be a big project. Smooth like butter? Good. Glad it looks better. That's fair. Although, I feel like if we wanted our performances to be better in MCC, we would have practiced a lot more than we did. And also, I would never do MCC as a first live stream. That is just... that's not what you do. You're supposed to do something chill and low-key like this. So if I do have to mess up and start over, it's not a big deal. We're rolling now. Gotta start streaming MCR. Oh, by the way, Quark, your episode was phenomenal. I loved it. I watched it on my personal account, though, so I didn't leave a comment, but I thought it was so good. The way that you did, like, the storytelling and the pacing and all that, beautiful. Worked so well, and it was really funny. If you other viewers haven't seen, episode 2 is pretty much, I mean, for MCR, it's pretty much done. I just need to put everything together. But if you want an early look at some of the stuff we did, go watch Quark's stuff. He put out his episode 1 and 2, and they're both really good, and I think you'll enjoy it. They're very funny, and they're very well put together, very well edited, and the storytelling is just so good. I have no idea what you're supposed to talk about on stream. I feel bad for just sitting here. I'm usually not a chatty person though, so it's gonna be hard getting anything out of me. Usually just quiet and keep to myself, so I'm just gonna try and keep my thoughts out loud and see if that helps. Might be mildly entertaining. I do have another video, should be coming out Friday. Should be a fun one. Not really a series episode, not really a hardcore episode, nothing like that. But it's gonna be a fun video, and it's mostly done right now. I just need to redo the intro a little bit, make it a little more entertaining, and yeah, should be out Friday. I've got the thumbnail and everything done. I was gonna send that in Discord as like a little teaser, show you guys. Quark helped me with that, really big help. Yeah. Not much else going on. Gonna try and do a little more consistent video scheduling now that I've gotten my work schedule under control. And trying to work on a couple of different big projects. We have this mountain project that I want to work on. Another stream project that I have lined up is I want to redo the interior of the villager town hall and try and make it like a storage building instead of a villager building. Because the more I think about it, the more I don't want it to be in one area. I don't want like all of my trades and everything to be in just one spot like a trading hall. I kind of want that multiple build type style with, you know, a build for every kind of trade for villagers. I think that'd be a lot cooler. It'd also fill out a lot more of the area if we did that. And it also kind of lines up with what this video on Friday is about. Kind of doing that made me realize that I did not want them all in just one area. So that's another big project we're going to be working on. Elon Musk. Yeah, mountain. I want to build a stone machine, like a smooth stone machine, so we don't have to go and manually collect all the stone. Because I definitely don't have enough stone. I've used majority of it for stuff I don't even remember. But we're about halfway done with our stone research. Oh yeah, I used all of it for the Wither Skeleton project, which is another stream project that I want to work on. That'll be fun. I just we're not going to do much with that. We're just going to basically design something to put around it. I don't have any ideas, though, as it stands currently. I also think we're going to do something with Guardians. I've got a little bit of a plan, something conniving and mischievous that I think would be really cool. It's a really cool concept for a Guardian farm. Nothing like super technical. It's going to be following like the basic farm layout, I suppose, of usual Guardian farms. But it's going to be a cool execution. Oh, Bedrock. I started playing on Bedrock. I started playing on the PS3 version whenever that first came out. I played for, I don't know, like a couple weeks at a time, as you do. And then I got a PS4 and started playing around when the Nether update came out on that. And then I kind of stopped until I got a computer. And then I started playing Java, and I was like, hey, this is a lot of fun. I could totally, you know, turn this into something, some kind of a hobby. Because I started playing Minecraft because I watched YouTubers. And so naturally, I was kind of drawn to maybe trying out YouTube and seeing how that goes. And so far, it's been a great decision. And I think it will be potentially the best decision I've made in my life, but we'll see how it turns out. I have high hopes, though. Bedrock isn't that bad, though. They're trying to do all the parody stuff for it, so it should be getting a lot better as time goes on. And it's also a lot more convenient. It's just not very good for, like, the creator space. Because if you want to be a Minecraft YouTuber, you definitely have to play Java Edition. There's just a lot more resources available for us. Ease of use mods and all that stuff. So I was thinking whenever we do the Villager Town Hall redo, we're pretty much just going to gut the interior and try again. That's kind of been the theme recently, is going back and reworking some stuff. We're going to eventually redo the original librarian villager build that I have over there, that kind of two-piece build in the middle of the town that I don't really enjoy looking at, but we're going to leave the outside as is because I can stomach it enough to leave it like that. But we're going to redo the interior, make that our Fletcher villager farm, and then redo the entirety of the town hall. And I think the town hall will be in a good space. We have that like main fly-in entrance at like the center of it. So that'll be like a really quick access into the main area of the storage building. And then we'll probably tuck a few like essential farms in it. But I'm not really sure what else. Oh. That kind of sucks. You do need a decent computer if you want to play Java, which is kind of the only downside to it, I think. It's not very beginner friendly. But most PCs are somewhat accessible today. You can get a decent one for relatively cheap, but it's still a good chunk of change. So I completely understand, you know, not having that available. But Bedrock is a perfectly fine alternative. I've considered going back and like playing Bedrock and doing like maybe a video of like Bedrock versus Java, like seeing, hey, is there actually a big difference? Like, what does it really matter? Kind of like taking a nostalgia trip down Bedrock lane, but I don't know how well that would do, and I don't know how much interest I actually have in that, so we'll see if I do anything with that. I do think it's interesting, though, how different they can be. I definitely understand why, and it kind of sucks, but at the same time, what can you really do about it? Oh, yeah, that makes it tough if your computer doesn't have a graphics card. I'd say it kind of sucks, but at the same time, if you just play Minecraft to play Minecraft, there's really no difference in the two games. Like, I'd say if you want to do content creation and stuff like this, there is kind of a sway towards the Java edition. But at the same time, if you're just here to enjoy the game and have fun and play like that, there's really no reason that you feel like you should need to have Java Edition. Like it doesn't make that big of a difference if you just want to enjoy the game and enjoy playing it, because both of them are fundamentally identical. It's just that some of the features on Java Edition could be a little more technical friendly, and it's more so the technical people that become creators and use that technical aspect. You guys enjoying the Christmas music? I wasn't really sure what to put on, and I haven't really felt the Christmas vibes recently. So I figured some Christmas music in the background would be nice. Try and get me in the mood. Christmas just hasn't felt the same recently. It might just be because I'm getting older, and it's lost all of its childhood whimsy and charm on me. Which is a little sad, but what can you do? Just how life works. You also might occasionally hear my dog in the background. He likes to get up and walk around, and he's got some loud nails. And we have a hardwood floor, so probably hear him in the background occasionally. You hear like a little clomper around, that's probably him. Also, I feel like I haven't hit replay record or anything. Is that something I should be doing? Should I be recording this? I have some older footage, so I might just do like a before and after. And like, oh, you had to be there. Can't see the time lapse. You had to be on stream. Sucks to suck. Yeah, GPUs can be expensive. Especially like even the smaller ones. It's really a large barrier to entry. I think my GPU was like $500. I have a 3070. But I had been saving for a while to build a PC, and I wanted it to be a good PC. So it helps when you have a job, but like if you're a lot younger, it's a lot harder to invest in something like that because you don't have as much work available. Yeah, as much work like opportunities available to you, and it's also like you're a kid. You have other stuff to be spending money on than a computer, I suppose. I think all in all, my computer cost like $2,400, something like that, whatever that is in your currency. But yeah. It was quite a chunk of change. Luckily, I got a lot of it on sale. Like, my CPU was half off, my GPU was like 10% off, something like that. So I kind of waited for some sales because it was around last Christmas whenever I got my PC and all the parts. So I took advantage of those. So if you can, like, keep an eye out around the holidays. Maybe one will go on sale, like a good one, and you'll be able to use that. I think it'd be fun to do a bunch of different things on stream. So like not only Minecraft stuff, but maybe like some MCC stuff, definitely some MCR stuff, but just general stuff. We don't always have to do like working on an episode or a project or anything like that. Like it'd be fun to work around a little bit and do some other stuff, and maybe even some other games. I don't know, we'll do some like Among Us with MCR players. I'm sure they would all enjoy that. Which, sorry about the lack of content for MCR. I kind of hit a lull with my my content creation and wanting to do things. Whenever MCR came out, I just felt like a little overwhelmed with all the job stuff changing and everything like that going on. So, trying to get back into it, and I think I've hit a good spot with my job that I'm able to like, give myself enough time to work on stuff without sacrificing enough of my my free time. What's Free Fire? I don't think I've heard of that yet. It's always fun to do like the party games with friends, but I don't have too many friends except for the MCR people, so. Oh. Do you like it in the States? Yeah, I like it in the States. And PUBG, I do know what PUBG is. So is Free Fire like a newer one? Yeah. I enjoy living in the US. I don't really enjoy the town that I'm in currently. But I do like the US. Some of the time, it can really suck, but most of the time it's alright. And it's also where I was born, so I can't really... I mean, there's some underlying loyalty to staying here and not moving out of the country. Because it's hard whenever... I wouldn't mind living somewhere else or going to live, like, overseas somewhere and try something different than what I've been used to my entire life. But at the same time, all of my family is here, so it'd be a huge jump, basically, from being around people that I know and, you know, somewhat support me, and then being in a country where I don't know a single person, and it's also foreign, so I'd have to, you know, learn a different language, and there's a lot to hold you back from moving anywhere than your home country, but I think it'd be interesting to experience. Oh, so it's Free Fire is like the original. I'm from Kansas. Originally, I'm from Pennsylvania, and then I moved here about when I was like 10, I think. So I'm technically in Midwestern. I've lived in the Midwest longer than I did on the East Coast. And that's okay. I don't have an accent, I don't think. And that's the biggest, most important thing, is that I don't talk like this. I don't have a country accent, like all these fake country people that I live around. Yeah, I've never actually been to New York. I do say y'all. That's my dead giveaways. I say y'all. Unfortunately, but it's also very convenient slang, so I'm not really that upset about it. I would like to go to New York and visit New York, but it's also not high on my list. I don't really care about like visiting places, I suppose. I think it'd be cool to experience some different places, but most of the idea of a place you can get from like a photograph, if that makes sense. Like it's something to go and walk through New York City, but at the same time, I'm not a big people person. I'm not a big high energy town person, so seeing it from a photograph is plenty enough interaction with that city to never want to go there. But I know some places like in upstate New York are just beautiful, so I wouldn't mind visiting some of the more nature-y places. I think that'd be cool. And some things there are definitely, like, photographs cannot do it justice. Like, some of the natural wonders of the world, just insane, and you cannot capture the majesty from just a picture. So, I understand some of the things. Yeah, I live in Kansas. I pretty much live in the suburbs too. Live around the bigger cities. Never really lived in the country area, but you're always like 15 minutes from deep country anyway, so that's just Kansas. Oh, well. I'm hoping to move somewhere whenever I get more set up, I suppose, and like something flourishes into a career. Obviously I hope that YouTube flourishes into a career, but when and if whatever happens and I get a little more financially secure and I can move wherever I want, I think I'd like to go to Tennessee. I went and visited my uncle there recently, and Tennessee is beautiful. It's got like everything that I love about Kansas, everything that I love about Pennsylvania, all the hills, the trees, all that kind of stuff, all in one place, and it's just a really nice area. I think that'd be cool. Oh, and I was just thinking if that Free Fire game is a mobile game, I don't know if we'd be able to stream it. Oh, Wolf Armor just dropped? Is that like the snapshot? Oh yeah, I have no doubt that I'll make it someday. It's just when that day comes. Because you can, you know, time and effort will always get you what you want to achieve, but it's the time part that is a little bit harder to predict with YouTube. So, you know, I just kind of have to put in the work and get a little bit better about the stuff that I create. And I have confidence in my abilities. I've come this far in a short amount of time. I think I'll be able to go even further in the next year, year and a half. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Tennessee has a lot of good sports programs at their colleges. I'm also not really a big sports person. Like, I grew up playing football, and I just kind of fell out of love with sports. Don't really know why, but it's never really been my thing. But that's cool that you're going to school for it. I know I went around the Knoxville area. That's where they live, and sports are huge there. Like, everybody was wearing orange, and it was a little bit uncomfortable for my eyeballs. It's not a very flattering orange, whatever that school is. It looks like, weirdly enough, it looks like a macaroni and cheese crayon from the Crayola set of crayons. Like the 50-pack. That's what their school colors remind me of. And as soon as I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And of course I had to tell everybody that I was there with what it looked like, and they all agreed with me. So I think that was the correct observation. Are y'all enjoying the Christmas music? I just kind of threw something on that I knew would hopefully not get me demonetized. Oh, that's cool. That's always a big deal, I know, for athletes and stuff, so congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like it hasn't really felt like Christmas where I'm at. I don't know if it's just like the town that I'm in, but I haven't really felt the Christmas vibes too much, and I felt like putting on a Christmas playlist whilst doing some grindy work might help try and get me in the mood. And yeah, it's nice. It's a nice little atmospheric playlist. I enjoy it. I feel like I'm at a mall or something. Like I'm just walking through and shopping, and then this is the music that I hear playing in the background. I'm gonna run out of things to talk about. Ooh, we could talk about favorite YouTubers, and don't say like me or anything. That's a little. We're not doing that. I mean like your favorite YouTuber of all time, and why you like to watch them. I'm asking the question, but I don't have an answer. I don't think. I like watching a bunch of different people, and I get bored very easily. You don't get gifts. Do you celebrate like something else? Or is it just like you have Christmas and you just don't get gifts? Hello. Welcome to the stream. The question is, why do you like watching your favorite YouTuber? I think that's a little more concise way of saying it. And you can't say like your favorite YouTuber is me, because I whether it's true or not, it's not really the question that I'm trying to ask. I don't think I've ever heard of them. What do they do? Call me Shazam? Is he just like do funny pranks and stuff? I'm more so curious because I know what I like to watch on YouTube, and what other people like to watch is probably a lot different. So I'm really just curious to know what y'all watch other than like Minecraft content, or if it is Minecraft content, that's okay too. But I'm just kind of curious to know. Oh, we're out of inventory space already. Kolani? Who's that? Yeah, like I've never heard of a lot of people, but I also don't travel too far outside of my genre, so it's kind of to be expected. Oh. Well, I mean, in the US, Christmas has become more of a spending holiday than a like togetherness holiday, which is what I always felt like it was. Oh, he's Minecraft as well. Okay. Um, but Christmas in the US isn't what it was, or isn't what it should be, in my opinion. I think it's a little too much focus on what we can get each other than what time we can spend with each other. Because in my opinion, Christmas should be like the gathering holiday, like kind of like Thanksgiving is, but more so on the intimate scale. You know, with the people that you truly want to enter the new year in and want to enjoy your family time with. Like that's what I feel like Christmas should be about. Not so much, you know, what can we get each other, but in a way, it kind of boils down to like showing our affection and that familial love through gifts. It's just a little too much of that recently. Oh, okay. That sounds like it'd be entertaining. Well, I'm gonna die here if I don't stop reading chat. I definitely don't only watch like Minecraft stuff. I watch some techie stuff because I've had to get into the technical side, being a YouTuber and trying to learn tech without watching a YouTuber who kind of teaches you the information about technology is a little difficult. So definitely know a little bit about the tech people. I don't think I've seen anybody do like tech skits though, so that's interesting. Yeah. Did the music stop? No, it's just really quiet. I'm trying to think of like what other YouTubers I watch, because I know I don't just watch. Oh, I also I play Destiny 2, and so I watch a few Destiny 2 YouTubers, but D2 isn't really in a good spot right now, so that's probably going to end at some point soon, especially if the channel takes off a little bit more. I'm going to be focusing more on that and less on the other games that I play. Other games. The only other game I play is Destiny 2, so really wouldn't hurt to branch out a little bit. What other games do you all play? I heard the free... What was it? Free something? Free Fire. I tried playing like Fortnite and other Battle Royale games, and it's enjoyable, but it's a little bit hard to get into, especially now that everyone's so good at it. So like if you are not a good player off the bat, or like from the beginning you didn't like learn how to get better, there's a little bit of a skill gap. Oh, Halo. That was the first person shooter game that I played, was Halo 3, I think. I don't know what Splitgate is. And I'm sorry if you heard me just take a sip of my water. I'm gonna stay hydrated. Have y'all drank enough water today? Should probably be drinking water. It's good for your body, mostly. For those of you joining, we are building a mountain, but we're needing to tear down this part of the mountain first, in case you're wondering what we're doing. We're also kind of just talking about YouTube and like favorite YouTubers and all that stuff. I also watch Ali Abdaal. He's kind of like a self-help guy. Taught me a lot. It's always good to learn anything, really. And he covers kind of a variety of stuff on YouTube. And his channel is very informative. I really enjoy watching him. And then, of course, I have the slew of YouTuber help YouTube channels. like the ones that are supposed to help you learn a little bit more about YouTube and algorithms and getting clicks and editing stuff and all that. General slew of those. I watch a few different business YouTube accounts, like Alex Hormozy, a few different fitness guys. Watch, you probably don't know, but Jeff Nippard, and that's pretty much the only guy I watch nowadays. There's another guy, I don't remember his name though, but I watch him occasionally. I don't watch Sam Sulek. If any of you are in the fitness community, you know about Sam Sulek. I don't really watch him a lot. I mostly just watch his like clips on TikTok. No, I do not watch Sam Sulek. I watch just the clips. But speaking of TikTok, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a guy on TikTok called Handsome Fella, and he is so funny. He's a little crude and a little more grown-up humor. So, you know, if you're young, I don't really recommend watching him. But his videos, his Minecraft videos, are so funny. He basically just live streams and talks, and that's all he does. And his sense of humor is incredibly entertaining to watch. It's, you know, stuff you aspire to be able to come up with some of the things that he says, and you just kind of do a double take, like what did he just say? Did I just hear that right? But very crude. Oh yeah, no TikTok. That's honestly probably a good thing. TikTok is a huge distraction. I have limited my my time on TikTok recently. I've just kind of not been interested in it, but it's definitely, if you can avoid it by, you know, you haven't had it yet, I would recommend trying to stay away from it as long as you can, just because the scrolling can be a big addiction. There's also a lot of stuff on there that maybe isn't the best for people to watch. A lot of it's trying to show off, and it's not really the best culture there sometimes, but it also depends on your feed. So, you know, if your feed is curated to like positivity, you know, being the best that you can be, then that's completely fine. I mean, I don't think I should be the one to tell you what to do with your time though. I just recommend, if you can avoid it, probably do. Gotta be careful not to mine into the horse thing. I also feel like I'm gonna run out of durability on both of my tools before the live stream is over. Which means we can take a trip to the Wither Skeleton farm. I'm a little bit concerned with myself that I did that entire project off camera, and like I did it in like 2 days. I had 2 days off, and I had like the urge to do something grindy, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a Wither Skeleton farm, and then I did, and I didn't record any of it. And that was, I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but it was definitely interesting. It was kind of like I did this mountain in 2 days, I think. 2 to 3 days. Yeah, it wasn't, I'm going to say I wasn't very proud of myself, but it was a slightly grindy 2 days. Same with the mountain. But a lot of it's just placing blocks. And so it wasn't like, I didn't have to clear out that much. I just kind of placed all the blocks, and it was like I woke up, didn't really have anything else to do. I went to the gym, got back, and was like, you know what? I feel like doing something grindy, and I just started it. I had the day off. I pretty much worked on it until like 12 o'clock at night, and then did the same thing the next day. Clash of Clans. I've been seeing ads for Clash of Clans on YouTube. I'm being targeted. I used to play it, and then I deleted it because I tried to reduce my amount of time playing games on my phone. And I keep seeing ads for it, like they're targeting me. They know that they can get me. So I'm trying really hard not to go back and play Clash of Clans, but it is a lot of fun. Town Hall 11. Yeah, that's something I have never done. I think I got to Town Hall 10. No, not 10. I'm trying to think of what they look like. 7. I think I got to 9. That's the first dark one. I think I got to 9. And that's about where I stopped. But if I keep getting these ads on YouTube, I might re-download it, and you guys might be getting an update at some point. Probably another live stream. I'll be like, hey, I downloaded Clash of Clans. Let's start a clan. That's what we should do. if I do download Clash of Clans, that'll be the clause. We'll start a clan for the Discord, and that'll be Coda's Corner of Clash of Clans. That's a lot of C's. I feel like I could really capitalize on this whole Coda's Corner thing. Just like any third-party software that isn't YouTube, I'd just be like, this is my corner of Discord. This is my corner of Twitter. You know, I've basically got the entire internet claimed with that little clause in my name. Which originally it just came out, you know, I was Coda's Corner because I mean, just regular Coda was taken, and it wasn't unique enough to build an audience. So we are Coda's Corner. And no, I have not played Brawl Stars. I feel like I should know what that is. And 100 Days, I did a hardcore 100 Days Quark. We could do like a 100 Days challenge at some point, but I'm not that kind of person. I found out. I did the 100 Days of hardcore, and I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't really enjoy doing that format. But if it were like a real challenge and something like fun and unique and entertaining, then I'd probably do it. But just 100 days of like Minecraft wasn't super fun for me. It felt just weird, like out of character. But we got it out, and I mean, obviously, I think you might be able to tell that it was kind of weird for me because the video ended up being 10 minutes long, or whatever it was. It was very short for having a very long time played, and that was interesting. Something I learned from. But I think 100 Days challenge with like some friends would be fun, like on a server or something. Like, I feel like I've seen some people do that, where they do like hardcore together or, you know, a challenge together. That could be fun. Thanks, Sonny. Oh no. Oh, we hit the beacon. I do want to try and put out some more tutorial-esque videos soon. I think those could be fun to do, both produce and, you know, grow the channel a little bit. But I have a slew of backlog videos. So, like, on my notes, I have a few hundred ideas for videos. It might not be a few hundred, actually. It might be, like, 80, maybe 100. I'd have to go through and count. But it's a lot, nonetheless, of video ideas that I want to do. And I feel like one of the main reasons why I stopped posting as much is because of my feel like I needed to do a big episode every time that I did a survival episode. But I kind of took a little breather, took a step back, and realized that maybe that's the wrong approach, and maybe I should try and enjoy the game a little bit more. I started watching Ethos Lab. I started his LP from the beginning, and it kind of gave me a lot of insight. And, you know, it kind of showed me that you really don't have to be all out with everything that you do. And sometimes it's okay to just, you know, be yourself. And some of these videos that are in that backlog are, like, very much me. And so that's, I think, what I want to work on next. Intermittent with all these, like, side projects that I have going on. I guess not side project, but the main series. This survival series, I feel like the main one. The hardcore series is probably number 2 on the burner, and then number 3 would be MCR, which is a little sad that, you know, it started when it did. I really wish I could have put more, like, effort into it, but I'm just not. I wasn't in that space, and I'm trying to build myself to be in that space now. So, I think, like, I still want to play it a lot, and I have a lot of fun with the people on the server. I've had the most fun on that server than I have, you know, anywhere else playing by myself. But the just the timing wasn't really right for me. But I'm trying to build back into that, and I will be producing more MCR stuff coming up. But I forgot what we were talking about. Doing different videos, yeah. So I think all these 3 series are going to be kind of on the back burner, and we're gonna try and produce a fun off-the-cuff video more often than not. And I am excited for that. We're going to try some new things, try and branch out a little bit, and try and be creative. And that's what I think I enjoy the most about this game, is just the creative element and the goofy element. You can get really, really weird and really unique, and I think that's what I enjoy the most. So we're going to try doing that. And hopefully it turns out well. Yeah, I think the present state of hardcore videos is the wrong state of hardcore videos. It's become more of a showmanship thing than it has an enjoying the game thing. And I think that kind of bled through into this project here. I was really forcing myself to do something big and something crazy, and I enjoyed doing it. I did, but the results from it weren't what I was wanting. Like, I really enjoyed taking this entire area, transforming it, and making it my own. And that was the first time I had done something like that, so it was something new to experience, something to enjoy, but at the same time, I think that's kind of what led to me uh, kind of pivoting a little bit and not wanting to do that kind of thing, and leading to the little bit of a burnout that I had. Um, but the current state of how hardcore is definitely leans into the hard players, like the very dedicated player group that I really feel like doesn't exist in Minecraft, because most of these people that are watching YouTube videos are like kids or adults that grew up with the game, and people that are playing in their free time, basically. You know, they all see these gigantic videos, and none of them think that it's really possible to achieve themselves. And I think that's, in a way, we watch it because it's so awe-inspiring, but at the same time, we know like we could never do something like that, or that these average players of Minecraft could never do something like that. And maybe that discourages new players to the game, because they see all these crazy projects happening. They're like, I don't even know how to play the game. How am I supposed to do, you know, something, a project on that scale? And I think it's definitely the wrong way to be playing this game. I think a lot of this game boils down to, I guess a lot of this game on YouTube boils down to enjoying the creator that's creating whatever you're watching. And hey, Crazen, we're going on a rant about YouTubers, like hardcore YouTubers. But a lot of this, it boils down to enjoying who you're watching, and not so much what they're doing. The people that you see now have gained an audience because of the craziness that they've been able to do, but their audience, if you watch their like returning viewers, their audience is very small. And not to say like I have any room to talk, my returning audience is very small as well. But a lot of these people are just providing that crazy screenshot, that thumbnail, and then that's it. That's their substance of the video. They're not teaching anybody how to play the game. They're not teaching anybody how to get any better. And really, they're just kind of showing off. And I think that's kind of the wrong aspect. And I'm definitely partially guilty of this. Like the second episode of my hardcore world, I did that gatehouse, and that was supposed to be like a grabber, an attention grabber. But at the same time, I tried to go through and talk about my design process, what I did to like work on it, achieve it, and, you know, basically just showed everything that I did and how it was achievable to the viewer. So it wasn't like, oh, this crazy thing, I built it and you can't do that. It's more of like a look at this and this is how you do it. And I think that's what I enjoy most about the things that I create, is trying to explain how I create them. I've come into to realize that I enjoy explaining and teaching, and so I think that's what we're going to try and pivot into a little bit more in the future. And I think that's tutorial videos will help me do that and help me practice, and I think it can be good, because I as a new player, if I saw someone like say they spent 300 days on building an entire town and it was like a 20-minute episode, like, oh good, go to bed and good luck on your test tomorrow. But yeah, I feel like it's not very entry-level friendly, and that's not really fair to all the people that play Minecraft and like the normal player. It definitely caters to the creator base and the people that are established at playing this game, and the people that are quote unquote like good at building. Like Flip, I love his series. He, as a builder and, you know, as a YouTuber, he grew into what he's doing now, and I don't necessarily fault him for like the style of video that he's doing. It's kind of what you need to do at that point to maintain your viewership and maintain your place in relevancy. But at the same time, he's such an incredible builder, and you never learn anything from him unless you like stop the video and you zoom in on what he's doing. You never learn about what he's doing and why he's doing it the way he is. And so one of the things that I thought would be fun to do is like go through other people's videos and analyze their building styles, like the Hermits, Green, Mumbo. Well, maybe not Mumbo. He's a little little obvious. But like all the good builders basically, and kind of show like, hey, this is what they did, and this is how they did it, why they did it, and this is how you can do it too. Kind of like pulling back the curtain in a way and showing people like, yes, it's crazy, but at the same time, it's achievable, and you can do this. Like you have this ability to build as good as they do, and I think that would be fun. I think there's that element missing in Minecraft, the creator community. I don't know where it is, if it is there, but I feel like that's something I want to move into and try and be that helping hand to the people that need it and the people that are maybe getting discouraged because they see all these things on YouTube and they think it's crazy, which it is crazy that people are doing stuff like this. But I'm definitely guilty of it, and I want to be a little bit better about that. I feel like that was a very long rant, and I apologize to all of you. But yeah, that's what I've been thinking about recently. Anybody else got anything going on? I know, Crazen, if you're still here, it's probably finals time for you, right? Really busy. And I think I gotta chill out. Coda's clips, yeah. Coda's rants, more like it. Oh, that's another thing. The branding. I was talking about, like, using Corner to capitalize on, like, everything I do. So if I did, like, Coda's Corner of Clips or something like that, like, it works with so many different things. But I could definitely clip that and turn it into something. But I don't think anyone would watch it. Another kind of downside to being so small is that if you have, like, another channel for stream highlights and everything, nobody's gonna watch it. If you have a small channel, nobody knows who you are. But it would still be fun to do. Let's talk about projects. So we're working on the mountain project. I want to, like I said, transform the entire area basically over there. And then after that, I like, this is, my goal is to try and do this around Christmas time. So like within the next couple weeks, I'd like to be done with this project. So this is like the next big thing in the survival series. Then we'll come back through, we'll finish this horse course, and yeah, we'll move on to something else. But basically, I wanted to do this because I was stuck with this horse course. Like, we're probably, when we go through and do this episode again, we're probably going to redo this entire area and make it on par with this stuff that we did up here. We won't touch the house or anything like that. We'll probably just touch all this area and just do the terraforming so much better. Oh, good night, Quark. Glad you were here for the first stream. Many more to come, hopefully. Oh, my voice, I'm starting to lose my voice. I gotta get something to drink. But yeah, I wanted to work on the horse area, and because of that, and because of my frustration with the terraining, I turned my eyes towards the river. And basically my thought originally, let's fly and show this. My thought originally was to take this race course from like here all the way around the beach, maybe all the way across, and then all the way over around the entire training ground and cut through the mountain. Maybe I wanted to put like a horse head here that kind of like stuck out and would look like it was carved out of the mountain. Basically make it this gigantic track. And then looking at the terraforming more, looking at this area, I felt like that would have been really difficult to do and make look good. So we're pivoting a little bit. We're going to change most of this area, make it look a little bit nicer, leave this how it is, and we're going to kind of change up the racetrack. And that just, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we're going to change it from what it was, and we're going to shave this down a little bit, probably bring the race course like this, and loop back like that. A little bit neater, a little bit shorter, and more of like a derby race than a long-term trek race. And then I feel like if we wanted to do a race course around a much larger area, we could totally do that too. But if you want to think, I guess similar to how the horse course is on Hermitcraft right now, where it's kind of like a smaller course, we're definitely not going to have any traps or anything like that because I don't plan on, you know, racing with anybody. This is kind of more for aesthetic purposes. So if we build it more like a derby, or like you see nowadays where like the horse tracks are just in a circle, that's pretty much the idea of what we're going to go for. And then, oh, I forgot what we're doing. We're gonna go through, and since we're not gonna do anything with this area now, we're gonna cut it off here. We're gonna expand this a little bit and make it into a lake, and then the rest of this river is going to be underneath this mountain. We're gonna connect here to like a bigger peak here, and then slowly inch our way towards this mountain range here and like down here and stuff. So a huge project. I mean, it's the 13th of December right now, and I guarantee this will take like weeks. So we'll see when we actually get this done. This is day 1 of starting on this project. We just finished the world tour, so it's day 3064. And again, I'm being a hypocrite. Like, we were just talking about doing the hardcore videos and insane projects, but some of the time you kind of have to. Like, I don't know how I would split this up into multiple videos without it being too boring, and that's why we're doing it on stream. What am I putting inside the mountain? Nothing. We do have the banner farm, or not banner farm, but like the place where we get our raid captains and Bad Omen. That's right there, and it's kind of in the way. So I think we're gonna try and cover it as best as we can with this mountain, and then leave it at that, because I don't really know what to put in the mountain, and I don't want to hide all the stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, we'll see. There's definitely room for activities inside the mountain, but it's going to be a gigantic cavity, and I think we'll probably just end up doing nothing inside of it. Or we'll fill it with farms, but I don't want to do that either, because I want my farms to have a place in the world and not just be tucked away and hidden. But that's the plan and the goal for this month, basically, is to slowly work on this and do a bunch of streams and whatnot, working on this project. So if you tune into more streams, I'll try and throw an MCR stream in here and there, maybe a hardcore stream, but it'll mostly be this: digging mountain, placing mountain, and that's it. But who knows, maybe we'll let ourselves space it out. We'll do like the outlining of it 1 episode, the filling of it another episode, terraforming a 3rd episode. We could do it like that, space it out a little bit. But there's not much that you can talk about and like go into explaining whenever you're doing a mountain. Just be like, oh, I placed this here because it looked good, and I placed this line there because it looked good. And that's basically the entire explanation for that build. So I'm not too worried about turning this one into a big project. And it's kind of the same idea of the Wither Skeleton farm, where we did that completely off camera, except this time I'm just going to do it a little bit on camera and a little bit off and all that stuff, and just slowly work on it. But I think the next MCR episode should be easy enough to put together. I want to work on that this week, and then we'll do, I guess, okay, at the end of this week, we'll have that video coming out that I was talking about earlier. Then MCR hopefully next week, and then after that, our hardcore world. And then, I don't know. We'll find something to work on. I don't know what the loop is, but those are basically the next few videos that are lined out. In my mind, at least. Who knows what happens. What's your opinion on Prime? Like, Optimus Prime? Amazon Prime? What's Prime? Looking forward to it. Yeah, me too. It's gonna be a very grindy project, but I think it'll be worth it. It'll definitely be worth it for the background. Oh, the energy drink. Oh, I'm so disconnected from reality. I actually don't think I've had it. I might have had a sip of one from like a coworker, but I have not actually tried it. What's your opinion on it? You drink it frequently? I know there's a lot of like controversy around it just because of the people that created it. They just tend to be controversial people. I've only heard that like it's not what it claims to be in most of the right, like as an energy health drink, it's not super energy healthy. Sounds very yummy. Really? That's pretty bad. What is it supposed to be like? Is it supposed to be like Gatorade? That's kind of bad if you would get paid If you would pay not to taste it again. Now I don't feel bad for not having it. Ah. I think that's mostly what I've heard, is that it doesn't... Yeah, it has electrolytes in it. Okay, so it is like a Gatorade, so I think it's what I've thought I've heard about it. I'm not big into drinking Gatorade. I drink tea frequently. I like my teas. I also drink energy drinks and coffee, and not in that order. I usually switch between having like some coffee or an energy drink in the morning, and then basically water throughout the rest of the day, and then tea when I feel like it. But I'm not like a British person. I don't want you guys to get that in your brain. I drink cold, hard American tea. Arizona tea. Yeah, so I thought about doing a time lapse, but also like this section here, I think I want to do just a before and after, and then we'll definitely time lapse building the mountain. But I just wanted just to be chill on this live stream, because when you're doing a time lapse, you kind of have to think about generally what you're doing and make it somewhat aesthetically pleasing. And I figured this live stream is just going to be all over the place, so I didn't want to worry about one more thing while doing it. But we will definitely be replay modding the future stuff. But I think my favorite tea, I like to drink Arizona tea, like the green tea. That's my favorite. And I've been drinking some mango green tea from the Peace Tea Company, the Peace brand, whatever it's called. And that I really enjoy. It's very tasty, but it's also not super sugary, and that's always nice. And I also drink warm tea occasionally. I don't really have that much. I more so have like a throat comfort one, which I will probably need to drink after this from talking so much. Orange Pekoe? No, I do not come from Arizona. I live in Kansas, but I was born in Pennsylvania. So I was born on the East Coast of the US. I moved to the Midwest when I was like 10. I honestly don't remember. So I'm technically a Midwestern, but I've tried my hardest not to give off those vibes. So if you had no idea where I was from, that's a good thing. Oh, I also drink protein drinks, I guess. That's another thing. Other than that, though, not too much. I am 21, so I can technically buy alcohol, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Personally, like, I tried a little bit here and there. Not a huge fan. So probably not something I'll be drinking in the future as much. I mean, I'll have, like, maybe some champagne at Christmas, but that's about it. I'm not big into it. We could also talk about some of the future projects. So basically, we have like 3 or 4 big projects lined up in this world that I want to work on. I don't know how long it's going to take us to do. Probably a while. But I am nonetheless excited to start working on some of these, because I have had these ideas for a minute, and I feel like they'd be really cool. Make a blimp. Funny you should say that. So I don't necessarily want to make a blimp, but I want to make a raid farm. And I don't play Super Smash Bros, but you know how their arenas are like flying and floating in the air and all that stuff? I want to make a raid arena that doubles as like a raid farm, but it's not like an automatic kill one. It's one where you have all these beacon power-ups, and you like flick a bunch of levers and beacons come on, and you know, you can activate water pools and stuff like that in the arena to trap Ravagers. And I basically want it to be a fun raid farm, but I also want it to be a floating island in the middle of the sky somewhere. And I want it to be kind of like Super Smash Bros, or kind of like the Donkey Kong Kingdom from Super Mario Bros movie. That was really cool. Like that aesthetic. I was trying to, I haven't started working on it yet, but that's like the idea I have for it, is something out of like a Mario game. And I think that would be really cool and really unique, because currently the raid farm that we have is right there. It's like arena style, I guess. It's just that village and that little tower that we hide up on sometimes, and that's it. So I think it'd be fun to turn that into like an actual challenge arena and make it some really cool and unique build, and not just another raid farm. Yeah, like Mario. But I didn't want to just do an automatic raid farm. I don't really need anything from a raid farm. I have plenty of emeralds. I don't really need anything like that, so I wanted to make it fun and not just like everyone else. So that's the idea for that. That's another big project we're going to do. We have a lot of redstone to learn and do for that. I don't think it'll be too complicated, but it'll still be... like, I want to design the redstone system first and then design the arena around it, and I feel like that's a live stream thing. We're going to do most of it on live stream, and you kind of walk through the build process and design it together, and it'll be fun. But that is definitely months away. I want to try and balance... Yeah, you have to be creative and unique to stand out. And I have all these interesting ideas that I want to try, and hopefully they're unique and entertaining enough to stand out a little bit more, and we get a little bit more viewers. But that is, I was thinking we'd kind of balance bigger projects and smaller projects. So I think the raid farm, that might be like a summer thing, and I don't know how long that would take, honestly, because it's not going to be like super heavy intense redstone, but it is going to be a lot of redstone, and there's a lot of space to fill. Like a raid farm, I believe, is a 64 by 64 spawn radius, so we either have to make a gigantic arena or make it very spawn proof and make it like, I still want it big because it's supposed to be like an arena, but I don't know if we're going to do 64 by 64. But nonetheless, we're going to try and make it entertaining and fun. And is this the same guy from earlier? We've had 2 wandering traders spawn in this time. We need to do frog light farms. That's another thing that's higher on the list. I've never built with frog lights, and there's not much that you can do with them, but I still think they'd be cool to have. And there have definitely been some times where I hoped, or not hope, but I wish I had some frog lights available, and just didn't really, so I didn't use them. But that's another like smaller project on the horizon, but that's been on the horizon forever, so who knows when we'll actually get it done. Another big project I want to work on is a guardian farm. I know I talked about doing that a while ago, I think, but Prismarine would be cool to have. I want to start building with that, and I also have a really cool idea for that. I want to do... It's really hard to explain without like a visual camera that I can show you like what I'm doing with my hands, but... Yeah, let me take some water. My throat hurts. What we're gonna do is create a guardian farm that's built into a statue. So basically, we're gonna have, say this is the guardian farm. We're gonna have a statue coming out of the side of it, of like right here, that's going to be a hand, like a hand reaching out from the bottom, like the depths of the ocean. And it's going to reach out, and it's going to be holding the temple in its hand, like it's some gigantic creature that went through and picked up this guardian temple and lifted it into the air. And then in the wrist of that statue is where the actual farm is going to be. So we're going to have like the AFK spot somewhere near, like somewhere up in the air, so it only gets the spawns inside of the wrist area, and that's where the farm is going to be. And then, you know, it'll be a really cool looking visual, and that's the idea. That's another big project that I have. That one is going to take forever. I don't know how to sculpt. I don't know how to do like hand things, human appendages, whatever. So that's going to be a big thing to learn, but I think that could be the coolest build potentially that I will ever make, and I'm very excited about that. I do have a Discord. It is linked in the channel description. I believe that link in there should work. It might be expired. But yeah, there's one of multiple projects that I have, multiple big projects that I have on the horizon. And then I also have some cool hardcore builds coming out that I had worked on a while ago. They've been done for a while. I just, you know, haven't wanted to put out an episode because I don't know. It's just haven't really wanted to put one out, I suppose. I kind of want to space out the series and give them all equal love and attention. Well, some semi-equal love and attention. So, hardcore should be coming out in like 2 to 3 weeks. We'll see. Should be about 3 weeks actually. But the builds for that episode are done. I just kind of need to do them, and they look really cool. Some of my favorite builds I've done so far. Definitely learning a lot as a builder, and I kind of want to, you know, spread that learning to other people and teach people how to build and stuff. I think I'm working on that as it's my understanding of myself as a creator, kind of coming into wanting to just teach people how to do cool things. It was actually like 6 months ago. Oh, nice to see that link still works. What was I saying? Sorry, I looked at my phone. That was streaming mistake number 1. I completely forgot about what I was saying. We're flying over here. What were we talking about? I needed to get a new pickaxe. I knew that. The hardcore and teaching people. Yeah, that's basically... Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember. 6 months ago, about... I was doing a script for a build guide, basically. And, oh yeah, I also did this off camera. It's only like 3 netherite blocks. I think I have a problem. I'm way too overprepared for everything. Another thing we could do on stream is netherite mining, because I recently found myself out of netherite somehow. But yeah, I have a script partially wrote for a build guide, kind of trying to teach people how to build, and I didn't scrap it. I still have the script, but I scrapped doing the video because I felt like I wasn't experienced enough as a builder, and I think that's something I have to revisit soon, because I feel like I have progressed a lot, and I think it might be a good time to try and start working on a video like that again. But it'll be a bigger project, something I work on like in the background here and there, so there's really no telling when that comes out. But recently I've really been trying to just work on my skills, like thumbnails, titles, building, making things aesthetically pleasing, trying to... I mean, streaming is a great way to practice my non-stop chattering, which I feel like I've done a decent job so far. I might need like a roulette wheel of random topics to talk about, or I might need to have a list on my phone of stuff we can talk about on stream, because right now not a lot of people are watching, and I think a lot of the interaction comes from, or at least a lot of the things that I hear people talk about whenever they're live streaming, or like the people that I watch, a lot of it comes from chat. So we're gonna have to be a little more active with our discussions so that I don't bore you guys to death, and I'm not completely relying on like people talking, so I can just talk and you guys can enjoy listening. It might just boil down to me scatting and riffing. We'll see though. It's a skill we gotta learn, and excited to start learning it. This one's going pretty well, except for the issues we had at the start, but those were expected. And now we're basically pros at this. I do want to try and do math on stream. I think that would be really fun, because a lot of people have like streamer brain, and I don't believe people like doing stuff like math or thinking too hard whenever they're streaming. I think it'd be fun to challenge ourselves and do a little bit of math on stream. For the one person watching, this is gonna be our little secret. I took up to Calc 5 in college, and I have way too much information about math, so it'll be fun. Yeah, sadly. I took an honors Calc 3 course that was technically Calc 3, 4, and 5, all with advanced linear algebra and matrices. and that made me really hate math. But it's something fun that we could do. We definitely wouldn't do anything like linear quadratics, but I think some mental maths would be fun. Like trying to figure out how many shulker boxes we need for a project and whatnot. Is quad for quadratics? Ah. It's not the worst. I think you need to understand the patterns of quadracies in order to really understand them as a subject. And it really also depends on your teacher. So like I really didn't like linear algebra just because of my teacher. And probably the accelerated course. I learned it a little too fast for my retention. So now I don't really remember too much of it. But a lot of enjoyment in subjects in school boils down to the teacher that you had. I found that out. So like I really enjoyed English because of my English teacher. I had her for like 4 years. Oh, yeah, exactly. So if they go over it too fast, that's like they don't understand that they've been doing this for their entire life, and people learning it are only just learning it for the first time. And it can be a great teacher. They can explain everything well, but if they don't take the time to make sure you understand it and you are like grasping everything, that's the worst. They'll move too fast and you'll get just left behind basically. And that really sucks. But you know, some of the things that I learned in school, I learned better just because of the teacher and the way that they taught things, the way that they made understanding, that they helped me understand. Yeah, English. And if they went too fast, I can't remember any subject that I felt like I was a little overwhelmed in the speed other than my math class in college. High school was pretty easy. But there were definitely classes I enjoyed more just because of the teacher. And now looking back, like I'm coming into wanting to teach more on YouTube, like teaching people how to build. And looking back on like my experiences with teachers, I can definitely I've been able to piece together some of my favorite things from learning and some of my least favorite things. And I think I'm gonna try and, you know, do my best basically. But we need to learn first and just try to do it and see how that goes. I wonder how long this is gonna take. Like in hours. I don't plan on... We're only gonna stream for about a half an hour more till about 4 o'clock my time. You do... No, I do not do PvP. I have never done PvP. So I'd probably be really bad at it. But I definitely don't die often in my world. So like I'm not... PvE, I'm pretty good at. Not gonna lie. Pretty much pro at fighting objects that can't really fight back. Carry me in Bed Wars. Maybe we'll do that someday. Do like a viewer stream where we play some Hypixel stuff. Is Hypixel even around still? I thought they got shut down. Or they maybe not got shut down, but were shut down. Either way, I'm sure we could find a game to play with some viewers. Oh. It was a little bit ago, wasn't it? Watch the skills. Oh yeah, so good. He didn't even have time to fight back. I'm sorry if the thumbnail for today was a little misleading. We're not really outlining the mountain, we're kind of building the foundation for it. I think we might finish up this area, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to finish this whole thing by the end of stream. I'll have to do some work off camera. So I don't know if we're going to get enough stone from mining this area to have enough to place for a mountain, so we do need to make a stone machine and AFK at that for a little bit. I'm excited for y'all to see more of MCR. They have a modded Ender Dragon pack, and we did it with like 6 people, and oh, a quarry build. I already have a quarry, so I don't. The thing is, I don't want to manually mine all this stone. Like, I wouldn't really mind it that bad, like if I really needed to, but we have the ability to build a machine that would do it for us. Like, either we could do a quarry, and like the one where with the TNT machines, and that's a possibility, but we'd also have to smelt all the stone from cobblestone, and I don't want to do that because I spent so much time smelting those smooth stone blocks for slabs for the Wither Skeleton project that I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to mine from a machine straight stone, and you know, that's that. I want it to be over. Yeah, I want to see more MCR too. Currently it's on the back burner, sadly, but we are trying to do better with that. I basically have episode 2 ready to be edited, and it needs a little bit more recording done, but something happened with the CurseForge app, the one that I used to actually launch the server, and so now I have to reset my account password. It's not a big deal. It just, I was trying to get on earlier today and found out that I couldn't, so I need to solve a little bit of problems. But one of the streams I want to do is on MCR. I don't know what we do, but we do something fun. Maybe get Quark on here and stream a little bit. But definitely trying to be better about creating stuff and getting more time to actually work on videos. Which, I don't know if Sunny, if you were here, but Friday there will be a video coming out, and the next video is practically done after this one that comes out on Friday. So I'm gonna try and space it out. We'll have it out next Friday, hopefully, and really try and build up a weekly schedule and start from there, and maybe work our way up to more and more videos a week. But now that I'm used to my work schedule, it's going to be a lot easier for me to set aside time to work on YouTube, which I have been missing. I've been missing working on videos a lot, so I'm excited to get back into it. It's also another reason I started streaming, is just because I was like missing playing Minecraft so much. I didn't want to really play Minecraft without having an objective, so now we're streaming, we're working on a big project, and we're having fun. I think I'm sort of having fun. I don't know how much fun you really can have mining a bunch of blocks, but I hope it's semi-entertaining. I've tried to talk this entire time so you guys weren't left bored. But who knows, maybe I'm lulling you to sleep. A couple people left because it was bedtime. I do appreciate you two being here, though. Thankful for you guys. Yeah, I know. Can you hear my voice? Is it like getting raspy? I might need to go get a mint. Not a mint, but a thing. A lozenge. I'm gonna start warming up my tea. Oh, back to the tea conversation. There's a grocery store near me that has a sale on tea. A cough lolly. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that they were called a lozenge until I went to the doctor's office, and they were like, oh yeah, you should, you know, be using some lozenges and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, what? I have never heard that word in my life. And that was the day I found out what a lozenge was, and that it's basically just a cough drop. Which I do have some. I'll probably have to put some on. After stream, I'm gonna make some tea, probably do the dishes, and try and finish up that video for Friday. It's mostly done. It needs a couple of captions and some final touch-ups, and then also I need to re-record the introduction. And then it's done. And since it's just you two, I'm going to spoil it a little bit, if that's okay. I won't spoil it too much. It's basically a tips and tricks video for building like stories and immersion in your worlds. And I think it came out really well. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while, and finally doing it, I'm excited. And I have everything done, I just need to finish it. Oh, yeah, regards. You buy the tea that's on sale. I know. Yeah, grocery store has them on sale now, and so I went and bought like 12-liter cans, and I'm basically stocked for a while now. I think that'll last me like 2 weeks. I only have one every other day ish. Yeah. There's a lot of funky words in the English language. I didn't know how to spell sincerely for the longest time. I also don't write letters that often. How often are y'all writing letters? Sometimes I would add sincerely in, like, school emails, but I don't think past that I've ever used it. I did write my grandma for a while. I think I might have used love, actually. Like, because whenever it's someone you know, you don't really use sincerely. That's a little too formal. And I feel like we don't write letters enough nowadays to use sincerely. Interesting. I didn't know that. Pacific. Atlantic. Antarctic. No, Atlantic and Antarctic are pretty much the same. Is there an Antarctic Ocean? No, that's not right. Oh, no. Oh, streamer brain. It actually does exist. I'm forgetting all the oceans. Oceanic? That's an ocean? Oh, I also wanted to do some design live streams. Bring you guys into the process of designing some stuff. Oh, do you want... I guess I could spoil... Okay. I will stop talking about future videos unless you guys want me to talk about them. Indian Ocean, yeah. Oh, we're out of playlist. We have to restart. Okay. Yeah, I will stop talking about future videos if you don't want me to spoil them, but I can also show you spoilers for the next hardcore episode. I can show you the builds that I have there. I don't know why I'm filling stuff in. I'm going to take it out anyway. I think they're pretty cool. Okay. Let's take a little break then. Go over to... Oh, I don't need that. This one. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the hotel that we're going to be building. It's more like an inn and like a horse tavern type thing. This is a castle. It won't look like this whenever we actually do it. I was kind of just playing around with stuff. I have a lot of drawings of castles because I do want to put a castle in this hardcore world, but this is not going to be it. This is just practice. And yeah, I'm clearing out area. That was for the racetrack that I'm clearing out. Clearing space for that and then building up the mountain in that area. But this is the hotel that we're going to do in the next episode. And we're also going to try and fit some other stuff in that episode, but this is basically the main focus of that episode. It's just this little hotel area. Not too much going on the inside. Just a very, very simple tavern. And that's pretty much that build. And then the episode after that, we're going to do this one, which I am very proud of. This is going to be our storage building. And it looks super cool. I love the way that this came out. I've never done a chapel before, and I wanted to do a chapel storage room. So that's what this is, and it turned out so good. I was so happy with it. I love looking at it. And I love the cherry wood on the roof with the deep slate. That I got from our trophy hall redo. And then, yeah, I love doing the stained glass. You can see there's glow lichen to try and make it look like there's like a stained glass picture. All the different colors. It's super bright, and it draws your attention in. It's a huge window. It looks really good from like every angle. And I think all the colors look so well, and so well with each other. From the side, it looks pretty good. Obviously, it's not like super detailed and whatnot in some of the areas, because if it were super detailed everywhere, it really wouldn't look good.
but we have a nice little dividing line, kind of divides the build up into two different sections. Nice little gradient here and here as well. It looks so good. And this is the side entryway. It's I think it's even on both sides, but this is going to be our main storage building. And I just, it looks so good. I'm so excited to put this into the world. I spent a couple days doing this, and I've just been, it's been sitting here ever since. And I'm really sad about that, but yeah, it looks super cool. Like from the, whenever you enter in, this is the entrance, and then you come in, and then boom. Huge ceiling, big old walls of chests, and then there is a walkway for everywhere. Like we can go down into whatever we have underneath the thing. We use these towers to go up to the next level, which is like this is a little catwalk above. This is also where we're gonna put some enchanting stuff, like on these corners. I don't know what we're gonna do with the other one that we don't use as an enchanting setup, but you can also go up here to this very high catwalk and just walk across. Basically, there's nothing up here. But these lead out to the towers that you can walk up and down, and then they also go all the way up to the top. And I thought this build was so fun to put together. I loved it. And these little towers, they were like that initially, but I kind of shortened them, made them a little less prominent, and I think they look a lot better that way. And I really wish that we had calcite walls, but I think the diorite works really well. And initially, I wanted to do more diorite on the towers and on the building and everything like that, but it just didn't turn out very well. But this final product, beautiful, masterpiece. I love it. I cannot wait to put this into the world. I'm very sad that it's like 2 episodes away still, but I'm super excited for when that does happen. Because it just, it's so beautiful. And then we're gonna have a huge map here in the middle that's going to cover this entire area, this entire valley. And oh my goodness, I cannot wait. It's going to be so cool. We also have like this little room up here. This doesn't really do much, but I needed something up in this space. And yeah, big old windows whenever you walk in, face view. It's just, I cannot stop gushing about it. All right, good night. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, this is a little bit of spoiler. Can't wait to do this. Alright, back to building a mountain, I suppose. Yeah, that's kind of a little look into what we're doing in the future, but hopefully not too far in the future. Hoping to get an MCR episode out before I get the hardcore episode out, and then we'll work on that and focus on that. But first priority after Friday's episode and Friday's video is to do MCR. And then we'll work on the hardcore one. Definitely the most excited for that, though. For the MCR episode, we're basically just going to do a bunch of catch-up stuff, like what's been happening on the server and whatnot. We haven't done too much, other than like what you've seen in the first episode. But there's still a lot to catch up on. I'm hoping to shoot for like a 20-minute episode whenever we do that, and we'll see how far we can get. God, now that I went and looked at those builds, I want to build something. I don't want to do this anymore. But we don't have anything to work on. Let's see. There is the next build that I want to do that isn't the horse course in this world, in this area. I guess not in this area, but the next build I want to do is a disco club. And so basically the idea behind it is I want a wool farm. And I want that wool farm to be basically the dance floor of a club. Like, you know, in some, I don't know how many people have been to clubs. I haven't been to a club actually, but like in the movies, they have like multicolored dance floors with strobing lights and all that stuff, and it's very colorful. I want to do that and have the floor be a sheep farm, a wool farm, with all the different colors of wool and all the sheep right there underneath you as you're dancing to be, you know, being sheared, and that be the farm. I think it would be really cool, and I'm gonna call it the Disco Ba, like a sheep's ba. I think it'd be so fun. And if we do it right, I think it could look cool. I don't really have any ideas for the exterior yet, but I've had that idea for a while, and I'm excited to start working on that. But that's like kind of the next design project that we're going to be doing, and maybe we'll do a little bit of that on live stream. But right now we're working on this mountain project. So fun, mining out everything. We are going to be doing this for a while. Thank you. I like to think that I have some interesting ideas. Some off-the-wall stuff. And that's kind of what I want it to turn my channel towards, is the interesting and fun ideas. And kind of... So, I don't know if you watch Zedaf, but he's on Hermitcraft as well. He has some wacky episodes. And that's not necessarily the direction I want to go, that level of wackiness, but I want to be a lot more creative with the things that I do. And, yeah. I'm excited for some of the stuff that we're going to build. I have a list, so the same notes that's in my phone is also the list that I have all of my ideas on, like the build ideas, video ideas, series ideas, and I think that's it. Just 3 different categories, but it's a very long notes list, and it also has all these build ideas. I am getting so disorganized. Yeah, so I basically just have to go through and actually work on them. And I think people are going to like it whenever I do start working on that stuff. So that's what we're going to pivot to in the future. But who knows how long that'll take. I got all these ideas and not a lot of time to execute them. I'm not like on a time crunch or anything. Yeah, so I guess you haven't seen it, Sonny. Basically, what happened was I was trying to figure out what we're doing with this area. And I wanted to turn this entire loop into the horse racetrack, but I didn't like that. So I started thinking about it a little bit more, and what we're gonna do is tear down this area, this chunk of land, and make it lower so that we can have the horse track in this smaller area. And oh wow. And then we're going to cut this river off about right there. And we're going to turn this mountain and that mountain back there into one mountain range. So we're going to take this, that corner, and that, and build up some more and make it all connect about, like, here in the middle. And make them all one giant range. And it'll help provide a very nice backdrop for the town, more than just, like, this little area here. It'll make more sense to have a multiple mountains than just this one mountain right here. I love the way this mountain looks. I think it's a great set piece, but it needs more. And that's basically the idea behind this project, is expanding this mountain all the way across here, connecting with this one, and that one, and making it one cohesive mountain range. But it all stemmed from not knowing what to do with the horse track area. So now we're gathering all this stone. We're going to start outlining, probably next stream. We'll see if I can get this done off camera. But we'll start outlining the mountain and start working on it that way. But I am out of stone, so we're going to tear this down first and then build up the mountain and start outlining it and stuff. Lots to do, lots to do. I also need to start putting together a stream playlist so I can actually have music that I want to listen to. I do enjoy the Christmas music. It's very nice and soothing. But I don't imagine that I'll like it for very long. Hello, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. We are working on gathering stone to outline the mountain. This is going to be a, like, stream-only project, so hopefully it goes by a little bit better than it would if I just did it without anybody here. But I also don't know how well that's going to go. I am not an endless stream of talking. As contradictory as that may seem, as I have pretty much talked this entire time, I usually am a very quiet person. So I'm gonna have to write down interesting topics or questions to talk about on the stream. Like earlier we went, I don't know if you were here, Sonny, but we went on a little bit of a rant about hardcore players and like hardcore YouTubers. That was a fun, like, 30 minutes rant. But probably try and come up with some better topics that aren't so, I wouldn't call that rant negative, but it could easily spin in that direction. So probably try and keep some lighter topics, and we might do a lot of going back on what we were talking about. Not, what is it called? Like, going through old topics that we've already talked about on stream. And recycling, that's the word. Recycling old conversations. Maybe we'll talk about books. Have you read any books recently? Or do you like to read? I enjoy reading, sometimes, whenever I'm in the mood for it. Currently, I'm reading I don't know what subject or thing it's called. It's kind of, I guess, a self-help book. It's the 4-Hour Work Week. It's been interesting. I haven't really read any fiction books recently. A little sad. I did buy the new, not the new, I guess, but the Hunger Games prequel. I read all the Hunger Games in middle school, and went and saw the movie, and I enjoyed that. Maybe we'll talk about movies on stream. Yeah, focusing, I could see that. It's pretty common nowadays. My issue is that I have other things that I'd prefer to be doing, like working on videos or playing games or watching YouTube videos, and so it's hard for me to want to read. And I feel like I need to want to read, or else I'll hate reading. Like, I'll loathe myself for making me read, and then I won't want to read ever. So that's the issue that I have. But whenever I do get into a book, it's really easy for me to just keep going. I'm a little obsessive sometimes. I mean, yeah, I built a wither farm in 2 days. I can be a little obsessive. I need to work on that, but it'll come with time. I'll get better. And sometimes obsession is a good thing. Just sometimes it can be a little draining for your health. We are almost done with this section. That's nice. I think I want to take it, start taking a gradual angle down, or maybe we'll do an angle similar to like we have over on this cliff face. So pretty gradual. But I want to tear down this wall and put in a bamboo fence, and then, yeah, start the terraforming from there. We do have to rework this section a little bit because it's up against a build. So we'll probably just have to put a wall in, or maybe leave the stone wall and then just connect a bamboo fence like right there. But it doesn't mean we need to finish the build. And it's kind of not finished currently. Almost there. I don't know how much stone we're going to have to place, but it would be interesting to know, like, by the end of it, how much we have placed. Because it's going to be a big mountain. And I've been debating on what terraforming I want to do for it. So I want, obviously, like, I have the shape down in my brain. It's kind of what you saw on the thumbnail of the stream. That's kind of the shape I want to go for, but I don't know if I want to add terraforming to it, like green bits and moss and ledges and stuff like that. I think having a mountain that big with just stone would look really ugly. And I think even if we add the stuff that we have here with like some of the texturing here and there, I don't think it'll be enough. So I think we're going to have to do some heavy green terraforming and see how that goes. And this is going to be a project. It's going to be so long. It's going to take forever. But I think it'll be well worth it in the end. We are pretty much done with this space, though. I don't know what... I think next live stream we'll do some MCR stuff. I don't really know what day that's going to be. Probably sometime next week. I'm doing it today because I have a day off and don't really have to worry about going into work. And I think I'll try and get back on the server, try and line up a project to do. Maybe we'll try and line up a collaboration, get someone to come and join us, and we'll do something. Maybe some end rating. I don't remember if I have I don't remember if I have an elytra or not, so that could be fun. And the end in MCR, it's really cool. I don't think it's very Minecrafty, but it's hard to find like those perfect mods that expand the vanilla experience without like not feeling like Minecraft. So I think for what it is, it's a cool mod. It just adds a couple of biomes basically, but I don't know if it's super Minecrafty. But it's nonetheless, it'll be fun to explore all the new stuff. It's kind of like having a new update without having a new update. And oh, I also wanted to do stuff with the new update, like maybe trying to build stuff in the new update, experimenting with like the new blocks and stuff. I'm really excited for the new Tough blocks. I think Tough is one of my favorite blocks, and so having some variants for it is going to be incredible. I just really hope that they include some andesite, like the polished andesite walls, diorite walls, whatever, and fully expand those families before adding another polished family and then not expanding that. I feel like it's kind of robbing the polished andesite and diorite families in granite. Forget about granite. I think a lot of the older blocks could use a little love before we get new blocks. And a lot of the older systems in Minecraft could use a little bit of love, like inventory, like dungeons, which are kind of doing with the trail spawner, and the end needs an update. It's been watching. I don't know if I told you this, but I started watching Ethos LP from the beginning, and watching like the old end and how it's changed is ridiculous because it is the exact same. The dragon fight's the same. The mechanics are a little bit different. There's actual sounds now, but in the beginning, it was the exact same as it is now, and I think that's a little bit ridiculous. And yeah, like the biomes need an update. It's cool that we got 1.18 and it revamped all the generation, but the biomes are the exact same. And honestly, I think if they went through and just added some of the new like moss variants to the biomes, that would be enough. Like if they just added a little bit of naturey stuff to the generation, they'd be perfectly fine. And it'd be a very simple update to just add like moss here, new plants here, new flowers. We also need flower variations. I've considered becoming a channel member of Fwip's channel. I don't know if you know who he is, but he has a very nice resource pack that adds a lot of vanilla variation to flowers and just a bunch of different stuff. And I think that would be really cool to have, and I think it looks really nice. They're doing a lot of good things with the updates, but they also, I feel like they're not doing enough some of the time. But at the same time, they also haven't announced everything with this update, so you just kind of have to approach it with an open mind. I know today they did the armadillo and the dog armor, so I get to look at that whenever we end the stream. That'll be cool. I don't think the armadillo should have won, though. I don't think any of them should have won. In my opinion, I think the mob vote should be fantastical mobs, not mobs that are just real-life animals. I feel like that's not very Minecrafty. Yeah, I agree. Because what's the point of having a biome right now? Like, after you settle somewhere, why do you go anywhere else? I mean, I could see, like, going to a birch forest to collect birch trees, a cherry forest to collect cherry trees, but, like, that's so repetitive. And once you get a sapling, you don't really need to do that. Like, you can just farm them over and over again. But yeah, I think the next update should be, like, the fundamental revamp. Something like that, where they redo the end, they redo the apple trees. Yeah, we also need azalea wood, but they redo the end, the inventory, all this like fundamental game stuff, and then these biomes that have been in the game since the game started. It's a little bit ridiculous that we've gone all this time and only added biomes and not gone back and brought the old biomes up to par with the new stuff. Yeah, I don't know much about trees, but I know oak trees aren't apple trees. I think it'd be cool to get like a maple tree. I love maple wood. And cherry wood was not the wood I was expecting it to be. Although I do really like it. I like the pink. I just wish we had like a subtle red. I love mangrove as well, but a subtle red would be nice. Kind of like a jungle one, but a little more polished. But I also have never developed a video game, so I can't really speak to what should or shouldn't be in each update and how big or small they should be. Okay, we are pretty much done with this area for now. And we're at that point where the live stream's over in 5 minutes, and we're basically done with what we set to achieve. So I think I might just end it now. It was very nice talking with you, Sunny, as always. I appreciate you showing up, but my throat is hurting a lot, and I want to go drink some tea. So I hope you have a good rest of your day. I think it's somewhat morning for you. But yeah, I agree. Biome update, like the birch forest update. Ugh, we got robbed. But yeah, okay, more live streams in the future. Mostly, I'll try and do like one a week. We'll see how that goes though. I'm trying to get one video a week first, and then we'll see if I can get live streams more often. But if I dedicate live streams to actually being productive, then I feel like it'll be a lot easier for me to do. But I've appreciated you being here. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.